In this video, I'm going to show you how to build an AI-powered voice agent for incoming calls without writing a single line of code. This agent will answer every call, verify insurance, schedule appointments, exactly as a real receptionist would. You are going to learn how to set it up from scratch together with me, and this is an option that can be used by dental clinics, mechanic shops, restaurants, hotels, etc. This is a really serious problem. For most companies, they usually lose between 20 and 40% of their calls. It has happened to all of us that we marked some place and ended up buying somewhere else because they answered us faster. The agent you're going to create together with me not only answers, listens, qualifies, collects information, verifies the person's data in case they have insurance, and updates your CRM automatically after the call. So, let's get started. You already know that if you want this and other workflows totally ready to use, you can enter our community. The link is down here in the description. But if you want to learn how to do it step by step, let's get started. Alright, to build this flow, we're going to manage three main tools. The first is N8N, which will have a connection with the second tool, which is... This is a tool that allows the creation of artificial intelligence agents that have the ability to answer by phone. No worry, you're going to learn to do it all together with me. And the third tool that we're going to use is going to be a database in Google Sheets. But I remind you that this database can be your CRM and connect it directly to your workflow. Before we start, let's review how this agent works by making a small call. Hello, how are you? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for calling Smile Dental Clinic. How can I help you today?
What are your clients' opening hours?
Our hours of operation are Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We are closed on Sundays.
Is there anything else? Our address is Avenida Las Americas 123, Zona Centro, Capital City. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Yes, I would like to know if they do tooth extractions.
Yes, at Sonrisa Dental Clinic, we offer tooth extractions as part of our services. We accept the following insurers: Maffer, AXA, GNP Seguros, MetLife, Bupa, Sura Insurance, and Pan American Life. Do you want me to help you with something else? Thank you again for calling Smile Dental Clinic. Take care.
Very well. To get started, the first step would be to create an account on Artile. To do this, go to the official Artile.com website. Let's create an account with Google. Important, you have to verify yourself, you get a code to your phone number by text message, and that's it, you're in. We select why we want to use the Retail AI account, alright? Once inside, the important thing to know is that you have a pre-trial and you have 10 available to use. This can give you room to test and use the platform to set up your agents, to test them. Alright, the first step already here in Retail AI would be to set up our first AI agent. For that, we are going to come to create an agent. Let's select. You have two options. You can choose between a voice agent or an agent who answers your text messages. In this case, we are going to choose a voice message. We hit on Add, and you have four options to create. You have a conversational agent. You have an agent that allows multiple instructions, a custom agent, and a simple agent. We're going to start with this one. That's an agent with a simple prompt, which for most cases is enough. We're going to start from scratch, and we're going to hit Create. That's it. We have our agent created. This agent has access to different language models and can review the price of each one per minute of call. We have OpenAI, Gemini, Cloud, etc. You also have different voice models that you can interact with and choose which voice best suits the project you want to create.
You have the option to configure this voice model, since it is an 11 Labs voice model.
Which ensures incredible quality. On top of that, your agent can talk more than one language,
Some of the languages available are English, Spanish, Chinese, French, Indian, Japanese, Portuguese, etc. Once you have the language model, you have your agent, and you have the language or languages that you want your agent to answer in. The next step would be to train them. To do this, you simply have to add a robust prompt with the information and the way in which this agent is going to address your customers. It is very important that in this step you make sure to give them all the information and context that this agent needs. We're going to add the prompt in a moment. We're going to review some features. One of the most important features of this retail AI platform, which allows you to make a call transfer, create events in a calendar, in this case, a call, or review the calendar to check availability in the call, change agents. Some of the functions we're going to need are the following in call. Let's give you, it's optional. We hit save. We're going to add this option, and we're going to add the option for people to be able to schedule an appointment in call comp. In a moment, we're going to set them up together so you know how it's done. Okay, this one gave us an error. Let's move on to setting it up directly. For that, we are going to go to the com page. All right, already here at Cautum, the first step would be to create your account that you logged in. In Retail AI, in this case, we are going to select the next one. We click on Continue, and it will give us access to all the tools we need. We give you access to the calendars we have available. We give it to Continue. Here you can define a service schedule for your business or for your customer's business. We move forward and finish. You can configure this to your liking and as you need. When you enter the CalCom page, the first thing you will see is the Events page. In this place, you can set up the events that the business has available. For example, a doctor's appointment, a checkup appointment, etc. And you can also define the time that date takes. All right, to set up this feature in Retail AI, we need the API and we need the event ID. For that, we go back to CalCom, and the first step would be to open the Events section, click on it. And in the search engine, we will see the ID of the event we need. We select these numbers, go back to the Reptile AI page, and paste it into the event ID. We go back to CalCom and review our API. For that, we go in Settings, select API Keys, and click on Add a new API key and name it. Click on Save and Copy. We go back to Retail AI and click Paste and save it. That's it. This way our agent can check availability and schedule an appointment on our calendar. We are going to configure the one that was pending. And to continue, we're going to add the option to transfer call. We give save and that's it. You can add the features as needed. The important thing is that this is set up properly, and you can add the features as you or your project needs in this section. Another very interesting option that Retail AI has is that you can nurture your agent with a database by simply adding it here. That can be a Google Doc, a Google Sheets, reviewing your website, adding text, and so on. So it is a very interesting option to keep your agent always updated on the information that your business has. We're going to continue setting it up for you to review any details you have. Here you can configure how your agent speaks. You can configure the type of transcription that your agent has, because all the transcription that you do through the agent is going to be saved in a database. Another option that you have to have configured is this post-call analysis option. Here you have to add the data that your agent gets from the conversation. It can be the name, the telephone number, the email, the summary of the call, etc. All this goes according to the project you have and the objective you want to achieve. All right, that would be the basic information of what you would need to create your agent in Retail AI. Before we add the prompt and test it, let's add the phone number to connect it with our agent. For that, we go to the home page, come to the phone numbers section, and add a new phone number. You have two options to do this. The first is by buying a phone number that. It's the simplest, but you only have two providers and you have to choose between these two. Plus the code is optional. They give you a random number. This option is the simplest option and the one I recommend. But if you are looking for a number more personalized, you can connect it by zip trunking with your favorite phone service provider. The one you like? Very well. In this case, we are going to do it by buying a new phone number. We are going to move on to this account. In this account, we already have a phone number connected. It is a phone number that we connect from this option. We just gave it here, add phone number. This is the prompt you currently have. Her name is Sophia. The role is to be an expert receptionist for the dental clinic. This is your client's business. In this case, it's a demo for a dental clinic. We give you context such as clinic phone number, email, hours, services, address, insurance that this clinic accepts. A series of instructions that people have, with which we give them context so that they answer the people who call our business. Let's review the features. We have the features we've seen above. In this case, we do not have a database, since we are giving the full context through this option, and the only configuration that we have different is here in postcode analysis. We have the following data that the agent focuses on getting. All right, let's move on now. Yes, since we have this part set up, remember that every change you make you have to hit publish, so that all changes are made properly and are up to date. In this section, you can test your agent so that you can see that everything is working properly. The step we should add would be to add a webhook and to test all our operation and all the operation of our flow. We must copy the following link. This is the link that we are going to look for at the moment to review all the information. We copy this link, go back to Retail AI, and paste it into the webhook section. You see here's the test webhook. If we add it and hit test, and then go back to N8N and test it.
Hello. Thank you for calling Sonrisa Dental Clinic. How can I help you today? Hello. Very good. Thanks for asking. How can I help you today?
And voila, you've received information from our webhook. With this information, we can start setting up the rest of our flow. Once finished, Retail AI sends certain N8N events to our webhook. One when the call starts, another when the analysis is finished, and another when it ends. Okay, the next step would be to add an if node. For this, we go in to configure it, and as we have already mentioned, Retail AI sends certain parameters to our N8N flow. Send when the call starts, when it analyzes it, and when it ends. This way we set up the event so that our people only analyze the calls that were terminated and the calls that were analyzed. That allows us to have insurance. For example, if the client did not end their call, hung up for some reason, they can call our clinic again and finish updating their information. The next step would be to add an artificial intelligence agent. This agent has a special function which is to transcribe, summarize, and obtain the data we need to fill our database. We tell these people that they have to extract the name, the email, the phone number, and they must give them to us in a JSON format. For that, we also have to set it up this way. We need to enable this option to move on to the next subnode, which would be an output parser. This node ensures that the information is extracted in a readable format, which allows us to handle the data in a simpler way. In addition, you also need a model like OpenAI, and to configure this node is very simple. You simply add your credentials, add a language model, and you're done. Once that's set up, we go to, we run, and once it's finished, we open to review. At the moment, it gave us test information, because remember that we are using a test URL. For it to start receiving real data, we have to change the URL from test to production, select, come to Retail AI, change the URL we have here, and hit publish, so that the data is updated. In addition, we have to have our flow fully active so that the flow obtains real data and not just test. However, this test data allows you to set up the entire flow without having to call and invest resources in configuring your agent. The next step would be to update that database, which in this case we're going to use Google Sheets, and the first step would be to add your Google credentials. The node we have to select is a Google Sheets node, whose function is to describe or update a column in our database. We set up this section like this. Important. we have to select the document we are working with. In this case, our document has a database name. We select the sheet we are working with and select this option so that it automatically. You can tell which column we are working on. We take these dynamic tags from the previous node. We just grab, drag, and drop, and you're done. Let's run it, and you're done. These data that I am commenting on are test data. Right now, we are going to review them with the real data. But this test data, as I told you at the beginning, allows you to configure people without having to invest resources and time in making so many calls. We're going to go back to our N8N flow, and the next step would be to update your CRM. In this case, we are using Google Sheets, but from here you can use any CRM. To add and create a contact, update it, get a file with Slack, etc. The next step we're going to set up in this tutorial is to send a confirmation email. To do this, we added a Gmail card, added the one with the name of Send Message, and configured our credentials. We select this option, let it be Message. In operation, we select it as Send. And here for testing, we can add we can add the email that comes directly from the previous node using a dynamic tag. This way, N8N will always know which email to send the confirmation to. We're changing the email so you can check how the agent works. And these dynamic labels just come from the new material as well. We check that this is disabled. Otherwise, mail will be sent with a watermark, which may seem strange to customers. So I recommend that you keep it disabled. We run and check if you sent the mail correctly. He tells us yes. We go to our email and check. We have a confirmation email with the summary of the test call. All right, with that, you would have your receptionist agent set up. And to finish setting it up, and for your agent to work actively without you being online, you have to change, remember, the production URL. Copy it. Come to Retail AI and paste it like this. Let's try it out so you can review the information we have. We click on Publish. We wait for the changes to be ready. We go back to our node in N8N, our workflow, hit it on, and that's it. That would be all for your agent to be active and working. Hello, how are you?
Hello. Welcome to Sonrisa Dental Clinic. How can I help you today? Sure, I'll gladly help you schedule an appointment. To begin, can you give me your name, please? If you don't mind, could you read it to me?
Thank you, Martin. M-A-R-T-I-N.
Thank you, Martin. And your last name?
Campos, C-A-M-P-O-S.
Perfect. Martin Campos, what is your preferred contact number? Thanks for the number. Could you share your email address and spell it out, please? Thanks to Martin Romero at gmail.com. Which insurer will you use for your appointment? Perfect. Martin, GNP Seguros, is an insurer that we accept at the clinic.
No.
Could you tell me the preferred date and time for your appointment?
Of course. I would like it to be my appointment on the 23rd of July at.
I am checking availability for July 1 at 3 in the afternoon. It seems that the date you mentioned, July 1, has already passed. Thank you for this. I am checking availability for the 23rd of July at 3 in the afternoon.
Please? One moment. An appointment for July 23 at 3 p.m. is available. Could you confirm that you want to book that time for your visit and also the reason for the appointment? Your appointment is confirmed for July 23 at 3 p.m. You will receive a confirmation email with all the details. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, that would be all. Thanks a lot. Very well. To check that all this point, you must return your flow in N8N here. You review the executions part, and in this section you are going to review all the executions that your flow has had. We are going to review it one by one, and if we open our webhook, we see that the event was analyzed, the call was analyzed, so the if node filtered it, sent the information to our agent. Our agent analyzed it, updated our Google Sheets, and we're going back to our agent in Retail AI to give you one last tip on this platform. If you go to Call History, here you can check the summary of the call we had with the agent of this clinic, plus the data that this agent obtained from the call. Alright, if we go back to our database, we see that a change was indeed made to our database, which means that everything is working properly. We go back to our N8N flow. And that's it. With this, you have just created a receptionist agent powered by artificial intelligence, which opens up many possibilities for you, your projects, and your clients. You already know that if you want this and other workflows totally ready to use, you can enter directly into our Mintedwell community. The link is down here in the description. See you in the following video.